Hey everybody, this is going to be a quick short video on how to replace the spark plugs in your 2002 Prius first gen, so 2001, 2002. Okay, I've already changed mine, but I'll show you how to do it. It's really simple. Okay, to get started, what you will need is a socket wrench puller. You'll want to match it to the, a spark plug socket wrench puller. Those are my old ones. But you'll want to match the sizing at the auto parts store when you buy it. I recommend NGK Platinums. They cost $3.49 a piece. And you will need possibly... Oh, hey, there's Kitty. Okay. You will need possibly a piece of tubing that'll fit around them. Now, the reason for this is if you don't have a good socket wrench puller, you're not going to be able to get the socket out. And so, see this... will fit right over this. So, and make sure you can push it on, from a distance or whatever, because the pipe that goes down is about that long. So you want to be able to twist it with it, and you want to be able to pull it out. Okay. So once you have those things, and once you have a decent socket wrench set, I highly recommend Husky. You can get them for like $40 at Home Depot. Okay. So how you do it? First, you need to take this relay box off. There's two screws, one there, one there. They're 10 millimeter. Just take it off, set it off to the side over here. Okay, now the spark plugs are in 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so you take off the bolts at the back. They're also 10 millimeter. Okay, take those off. Then you take off the clips. Sorry, it's focusing on my hand. Okay, these clips, the way they work is you press down on them and it lifts up, and they're like stuck in right there. So sometimes when you press on them, they don't lift up all the way, so you want to have like a itty bitty screwdriver or something flat that you can get underneath the end and lift it up gently. Do not break the clip, so you can pull these clips off. Anyway, so you unclip all of these first. All right, there's 4 of them. That one back there can be a little difficult to get to, but I did it pretty simple. I stuck my finger in back through here, and then the screwdriver through the other thing. Without this relay box in the way, it's pretty easy. Take all the clips off, then pull these screws out, okay? Set the screws aside, don't lose any, of course. When you pull these out, it'll be a big old long thing, roughly about that long or so, probably 4 or 5 inches. And that goes over the spark plug. And make sure you don't mix them up the order or anything. So just like set them up here like 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, my car's dirty. And another thing is, do not let any debris, if you can help it, try not to let any debris down in these holes down here. If you have a compressed air machine, you can blow it out. Don't use a can of compressed air. Use an actual air compressor if you have one for it, but you don't have to do that step. I didn't, because long story. But anyway, okay, so in order to get these out, I used 2 of the short extender socket things put together. I would recommend you actually have the correct size extender, but if you just have 2 of the short ones, that'll work. So you put them down in there, and you want your socket wrench puller. You put the extender on the socket wrench socket, the spark plug socket, and push it down in the hole, and push it down over the socket or down over the spark plug, and kind of twist it around to where you feel it actually catches. Then you can put your wrench on it and pull it out or whatever. Be somewhat careful the amount of torque you put in it. The last thing you want to do is break any of those threads. So like mine were actually rusted in. The guy who had this car before me did not take good care of it. So yeah, mine were actually rusted in. I just steadily torqued it out. I didn't put too much, because you don't want to put too much strength into it. You just want to put enough so that it keeps going. And then when you put them in, they'll go in pretty easy. You can also use no seize on them. I didn't, because I didn't feel it was actually necessary in this case. But you can. You can get it at the auto parts store. And when you pull the spark plugs out, be careful, because that is a hole exposing the engine block. So any debris or anything that gets in that hole can actually fall directly in the engine block. That's bad. We don't want that. So make sure you do these one at a time. pull the socket out, put the new one in. Now, one problem I did, garbage truck, say hi to the kitty while you're at it. Anyway, okay, so when you pull your thing out, when you pull your socket out, don't freak out, because there's a good chance your spark plug puller will stay in there attached to the spark plug, because there's a little rubber insert in the socket that goes around the spark plug. It's probably going to hang on, and you're not going to be able to get it out. The way you get it out, get a pair of long, skinny needle nose pliers. Stick it down in there. Be careful not to scratch up the sides of the cylinder. Stick it down in there, and the little square where the socket goes in, just get the levers on both sides of it and pull it out, and it should come right out. You'll be fine. I did kind of freak out when mine did it, but common sense prevailed pretty quickly. Anyway, so just switch all 4 of those out. When you torque them down, if you don't have a torque wrench, I believe the correct torque to use on them, and don't quote me on this, ask at the auto parts store or online, or maybe even your manual might show, but I believe the correct torque is 24 pounds. But I could be wrong in that. Make sure to double check. But if you don't have a torque wrench, like I don't have a torque wrench, put them in, get them tight. But once again, you don't want to break the threads, so be careful. Get them tight, but not tight to the point where you're about to break something. I'll leave it up to your good judgment. Anyway, so once you get those all 4 in there, just take the 1, 2, 3, 4. Just take them out and stick them in, and then screw them in. Then attach the clips. Screw them in. Attach the clips. Grab your relay box that should be sitting over here and put it back on, and you're ready to go. Anyway, there weren't any videos on how to do this, except for I did find one that was improperly named. It's by German Mechanic. The car he's actually working on is a first-gen Prius. So big thanks to him for that video, because otherwise it would have been annoying trying to find it out. But also you can find good information at Prius Chat. Just Google it. The forums there, they don't have a specific forum for first-gen Priuses, which kind of suck, but yeah, well, whatever. There's good people there, good information. And here are for interest's sake, these are the spark plugs that came out of mine. Let me get it to focus here. There we go. Yeah, you can see how these, and there's the pin. As you can see, this one was screwed, and you can also tell that they're rusted too. So yeah, these were severely messed up. Anyway, good luck. Hope this video helped out a little bit. And I'm sorry, I would have recorded me doing it, but I just didn't have someone else here to help me, so yeah. And I'm sorry about the shakiness of this video. I'm using video stabilization on the camera and on YouTube, so hopefully between the two of them it gets sorted out. And there you go. Thanks. Have a nice day.